how much over the past couple of years has your understanding of the mental health issues that so many people go through increased? And has that level of understanding actually made you a better coach?
There's no question. I would say a lot. And I think there's been a heightened awareness about this just in general with our public. Having friends like Jay that are so willing to share and create an understanding and an empathy has been really helpful. Sorry, my voice is gone. But yeah, I've learned a lot. It's definitely made me a better person, a better coach, a better communicator. And I think what you realize, especially in a leadership role, everybody goes through certain things in their own way. And even though the problems might be different in a lot of instances, they all weigh the same. And so I think just being there, having a good support system, people that you can work through problems with is so vital and instrumental. And I think that's one of the most important things a coach can do is provide support. And I think the best leaders make people in any situation they're a part of better. And certainly Jay's friendship that we have, and then, the platform that he's provided to help create an awareness and the security that he has within himself to be vulnerable and create those avenues where people feel safe to come forward and be real about the things that they're feeling. I think it's saved a lot of lives, and it's been huge, and a lot of credit goes to Jay for that.
Thank you very much, Coach. Great answer. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peter, Daily Mail.
I can't see you, but I bet you're muted.
Hello
Teresa
there.
Walker.
Hello there.
Hi.
Could you tell me a little bit about Mr. Kroenke and what he's like as an owner and what your relationship is like, please?
Yeah. So first of all, Mr. Kroenke's been incredible. I couldn't ask for a better relationship with an owner. He's been so supportive, and I think most importantly, through some of the adverse times, the consistent belief that he instills, the consistent support that I feel, really, in a lot of ways, he's been a great mentor of mine in terms of I've been able to ask questions, and he's so willing to share. But I couldn't ask for a better situation. Guys like him are so special. He's such a great leader. You look at the iconic venue that he built in SoFi, but just the support, the consistency that he operates with, really their family as a whole has been so special. And, love Mr. Kroenke.
Brady Henderson, ESPN.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for your time. Wondering if you can help us understand what are the principles of the Vic Fangio defense, and how similar is what you guys have run the last 2 seasons to that?
I think Vic would be the best equipped to answer that. He's done such a great job for such a long period of time. I think each system kind of morphs into what are the players and then the coach that's calling it and the philosophy and the vision that they have for it. But I think in a lot of instances, if you're just talking about simple principles, being able to play a lot of split safety looks pre-snap and be able to rotate or morph into different things post-snap, always making the quarterback make decisions after the snap, never really before, creating that conflict and really trying to be able to do a good job of, making sure that you see things as one and just different ways to be able to match certain concepts. Brandon did a great job with us. Raheem's put his own spin on it. But I think that's probably the simplest way that I can articulate it to you, Brady.
Thank you.
Tino, Spectrum News.
Hey there, Coach. I wanted to ask you about your time at Miami. I know you played some college ball there, and that's where you ultimately decided to make the jump to coaching, before going your last year. I spoke to your coach, Shane Montgomery, and he really had great things to say about you. But how did that time at Miami and in Ohio really shape you into the coach that you are today?
That was great. I think, you become the company you keep, whether it was Coach Montgomery, Coach Hepner when I first got there, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great players, guys that I'm still really close friends with today, that a lot of them got into the coaching profession. I think you positively push one another in the right direction. Love my time there. Went through some adversity as far as the injuries, but it gives you a perspective and appreciation for how precious the game is, and also understanding, that's not where all your self-worth lies. Fortunately, I got into coaching, but my time at Miami was so valuable, so beneficial, and it's a special place, but it's because of the special people there, and so many people have made a huge imprint on me and had a huge job. They just did such a great job of really pouring into me and helping me become the coach and the person that I am today.
Yeah, and then how ironic is it? You were born in Dayton, Ohio, right? So obviously the team of Dayton is the Bengals, but how ironic is it that you're going against the Bengals? And I don't know, do you consider yourself an Ohioan in a way?
Yeah, I was born in Dayton, Ohio. I was at Kettering Hospital. So my dad and mom and I, we used to go to the UD Flyers games, and my grandpa was actually a coach at Dayton at one point. So definitely, proud of my roots there, and trying to get after the Bengals this week, though. That's for sure.
Thank you so much, Sean. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jordan, The Athletic.
Thanks, Sean. Hey, Sean, have you been yelling over the win today in Thousand Oaks?
You know what? I don't even know. It's like Gary jinxed me, Jordan. I feel great. I just sound like shit, but I feel good. So that's a good thing. And hopefully we'll get this voice to come back. But it was like yesterday, I was in my office for a minute, and then I went to talk to some of the coaches, and I went to speak, and my voice sounded like this. I'm like, what the hell happened? So I got the honey, I got all the remedies going, and we'll get this voice back.
Sean, what can you, how would you describe the way Eric Yarber coaches? A lot of guys describe him as such a kind of a hands-on guy, and he likes to get the hit pads on and all that.
Yeah, hands-on is a great way, passionate. I think one of the best things that you can say about any coach is, all right, do the players know that you really care about him, and can you make him a better player? And he absolutely does that. This guy cares. He's so invested in his guys. He truly loves them. I think that's why you've seen such a special dynamic in our receiver room since he's been leading the way. He does a great job of helping those guys reach their highest potential, but he loves them, pours everything into them, and he's got a great mastery of this game, having played as a great competitor, and he's just got such a positive zest. He's one of those guys that I told him, as long as I'm fortunate enough to be in this role, as long as you want to still be working with receivers, you're stuck with me. As long as, I'm lucky enough to be in this spot, because love him so much. So grateful for Eric Yarber. He's been outstanding, Jordan.
Thanks, Sean.
Kevin Modesti.
Hi, Sean. Missed the start of this while listening to Stafford. So if injuries haven't been
like Matthew better than me, that's a smart decision.
You can catch up though. If injuries haven't been addressed, wonder if you could do that, and if whether Thursday is moving to another practice site hasn't been addressed.
Yes, we are. We're going to go practice at the Rose Bowl tomorrow. Made that decision a couple days ago. Kind of anticipating the wins, and that's the biggest inconvenience of playing the Super Bowl at home, that we have to get on a bus. We do that pretty regularly anyways, going down to SoFi. So our guys will handle that great. We'll have meetings here in the morning. As far as the injuries, we just did a walkthrough today, Kevin, but guys that would have been listed as DNP would have been Joe Noteboom and Higbee.
Okay. Any change in Higbee's, level of optimism?
Just taking it a day at a time, kind of like we had mentioned the other day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Gary Klein, LA Times.
Gary, you jinxed me, man.
I was just calling on history. I could swear back in 2018, the same thing kind of was happening.
Hey, listen, you would remember better than me, but my voice, I'm just glad I feel good. I know I sound terrible, but I feel better than what I sound. And so that's a good thing. I never realized how much I talk and how loud and obnoxious I am when I don't have my voice.
Well, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions dealing with perfection. Les said this morning that you were the perfect partner for him. So I wanted to know if, what your feelings were, if you agree with that in terms of how you work with Les. And also, staying with that perfect theme, if you think this scenario of being at home, of having Stafford playing so efficiently, having so many of your other guys playing so well here in the postseason, if that's kind of, the perfect scenario for you guys going into a Super Bowl.
Yeah, to answer the second part of your question, I think it's great. And I think you can say the same thing about the Bengals. Why you get into a situation like this to play for a world championship is because your best players play like they're capable of, and they play at their best when their best is required. And that's what we've seen. I think those guys, the Bengals have been great in the crunch time moments, and I think our guys have as well in the 3 games that each team has played. As far as Les, I feel the same way, Gary. I think the best thing I can say is my appreciation for our partnership, our relationship, our friendship has only grown as we've had more time together. I think the thing that initially we hit it off so well was we saw the game through the same lens, have the very similar core philosophies, beliefs, value systems that kind of guide and dictate the way we want to lead and operate. And we're both really passionate about football. And I think the best part about our relationship is the things that he's responsible for overseeing, he's got a great mastery of, and the things that I'm responsible for overseeing. And really, we're not interested in blurring those lines. We have total trust and confidence in one another. And I think more than anything, we have a real friendship that allows us to be able to have difficult conversations. And then when we make decisions, we're in alignment and we move forward accordingly. And I think that's been vital to a lot of the good things that have gone on here, whether it be some of the moves that we've made, the decisions. And, I also think that both he and I are not afraid to take risks, even if it means, putting yourself out there for expectations, if we believe that it is in fact what's best for our football team. And I know Kevin and Tony and Mr. Kroenke feel the same way. And I'm very appreciative to be with people that aren't afraid to take their swings and shoot their shots.
Thank you.
Sean McVay and the Rams going to look to shoot their shot on Sunday as Sean McVay looks to become the youngest head coach to win a Super Bowl at 36 years old. He's in his 5th season in the NFL, and he's reached his 2nd Super Bowl already, but he lost the last one, Super Bowl 53. He and Zach Taylor, that was his assistant quarterbacks coach. He lost the Patriots. Now he's facing Zach Taylor, and now Sean McVay looking to beat his assistant in Super Bowl 56 on Sunday in L.A.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.